guys, it's Callie from Coffee Sunshine Paper. Just here today with a little play with my scraps. I was noticing that in my scrap container I keep collecting these sort of long strips of papers that, you know, got cut off to the right length, and then this is all that's left of them, but it's still kind of substantial, so I didn't want to throw them out. We will find something to do with them. I didn't really have an idea, but then I was just kind of, you know, I don't know, I had videos on, I was probably binging something on Netflix, and just folding, you know, folding and cutting and seeing what I can make out of this. And I came up with a cute little pocket idea, and it looks like this. So I decorated one just to kind of show you what it could look like at the end. But it's the long strip of paper, but one side is folded in and then glued down, and then I cut the folded side and made a little, you know, little pocket in here. So I just wanted to show you how I did it, because I don't know if you end up with all these little scraps like me. Pretty simple though. I'll show you. We went undecorated, you can see. I just kind of sat and did a bunch of these, and they're not decorated yet, but I used different papers. I think that'd be fun, right? Because then you put them down on a page, and if you just glue the three sides here, then you have a nice little pocket there. Some writing space in here, a little hidden spot in there, and then this could be decorative, or whatever you want to do with it. So anyway, I just thought that we could do a couple of those together. I'll show you what my idea was. And, you know, I doubt it's original, so you have probably seen somebody do this before. If you have, then, you know, just drop it in the comments, and maybe we can go watch that original video. So, okay, so first thing I did was just kind of fold it. So I wanted to see the numbers when I folded this down. So I had to fold it in such a way that the numbers would show up, which meant that I had to fold up to the numbers on this side. Try to get my lines straight there. And then this is, of course, going to be a little extra here, so I'm going to just cut that off with my paper cutter. Off to the side, out of the way. And that should do it. So then we are going to glue these three sides and put them down securely here. Looks like I'm going to have to trim that up a little straight. We'll do that. We can do that at the end. Don't worry about that. But right now, just around these three sides here, I'm using Fabri-Tac that I put into this Sugar Bells icing piping bottle. But you can use anything. I think on a couple of them, I used my like a white, kind of a more the wet white glue, and I could kind of see it through, so I didn't love that. So then I went to my trusty Fabri-Tac or Fabri-Fix or Beacon 3-in-1. Any of those would do what I'm doing now. Okay, so then all three sides of these are nice and glued down here. Okay, and then when you fold it over, you can see the little numbers, and that unevenness is bothering me. So again, taking this to the paper cutter. Right over here. I'll be right back. Okay, that's gonna look a little nicer to the eyes. Okay, and so then we are going to cut this off, and you could do that with scissors, or you could do it with your paper trimmer. I have now used this so many times in the last couple minutes that I'm gonna move it to my desk now. So again, you just that part that you didn't glue, you just folded, that's gonna get cut off, and that's gonna allow for a little something hidden to be in there. Well, not hidden, but you know what I mean. Something fun, something extra. There's this little thing is what we're doing. We just cut that off. Oh, there you are. Okay. All right. So then I also did like that little circle punch, just a little bit of that. Teeny tiny, I call it a thumb hole or something. Right. And then I don't need all of this, right? So I'm just kind of imagining this pocket on a book page. And let's see if I have a journal here. Of course I have a journal. So how about this blue guy? So say you have a page that's not decorated that you want something on, right? So maybe you could put a little pocket on there. See how you don't need all of this, right? So maybe you cut it off, you know, shortly after the numbers or so, depending on whatever journal you're working on is the size that you would want to cut it down. Or just something, you know, don't go too short because you can always shorten it based on your project, but you can't make it longer, right? So I'm going to maybe take it to here. And I think that would make a nice little pocket, right? So cute. So that's what I did, binging, what was the last thing I was watching on Netflix was cracking me up. Oh, Big Mistakes. I don't know if you've seen that one. It's hilarious with Dan Levy or Levy. Not sure how he pronounces it. Very, very funny show. But anyway, if you just have something, you know, some project like this to do, it's the perfect show to be watching while you're folding and gluing and cutting and stuff. All right, so let's try with this kind of paper. So this is a ledger that I have coffee dyed. Again, like these long strips, right? They're left over, and you know, I just think they're good for something. I guess let's fold it here. But I like this stuff out. So we're gonna do this instead. We'll fold it this way. Oh, do I need to zoom out? I think I'm too. Okay. All right, so let's fold it this way. And then it'll fold in like this, and then we'll cut it off here. Okay, so is that straight enough? I guess maybe I could trim it a little bit more, like that right there. Okay, all right, so then remember we're going to glue first. After you fold how you want to fold it, you're going to glue these three. And then fold that over, like these cute little numbers showing. And then this folds over, and we'll cut it off to about here. There's almost a little natural line in there, almost a little fold that's already there, so I can kind of go with that. And just, you can always go too much, and then cut it down a little later, right? And then again, we want to open up this side, this fold. And I like the little hole punch, the little thumb hole here that my tiny little circle thing makes. And you could do the bigger one if you don't have the smaller one. This bigger one will work too. You know, that'll be fine too. You could do it with this bigger one. Yeah, I like that too. I like that size too. Yeah, so that is what I was doing. And I think it's a nice use of these longer strips, you know, because you're getting a little pocket out of it here. You're getting all this writing space here and here, or if you want to decorate, right? And then if you glue these three sides down, you get a little pocket on a page. Okay? Or you could turn it this way and come from this side or that side and have this little pocket thing open up, and this opens down. And that would be really cute too. So anyway, that's kind of what I came up with. And so I thought maybe we'll just make a couple more and then maybe decorate a couple together. Okay. So we'll put those there that we've done. How about a music one? I always have these long strips of music paper too. which are really fun and pretty. But yeah, I only use, because I try to like harvest the book, you know, in such a way that leaves me this natural fold of the paper for when they put the signatures in. So that's how I end up with these sort of extra long strips. Right? But it's no big deal. I like having them now that I figured out what to do with them. And if you have other ideas that work for you, show me, tell me, show me where to go if it's a video. You know, I'm always looking for ideas too. I've got scraps. Lord knows I have scraps. And again, like I said, you know, if you have seen someone do this, then drop the name in the comments or link a video or something in the comments. Like, I don't know if you can do that, but maybe you can. And we can go see the original mastermind of this little fold. Again, we don't want it this long. It's not necessary. We just had a nice little rain come through. And now it's a little stuffy in my craft room. I'm going to open up my window. Hold on. Okay, that's better. Okay. And then again, we're going to cut this piece off that we did not glue. It was just the fold. There. And a little thumb hole. If you like the little one, do the little one. If you like the bigger one, do the bigger one. But I like these little ones. So it's so cute, right? And then I had this other music one too. This is a little bit bigger, but I think it'll work just as well. Again, I like to have it right side up. The writing. Sometimes with the music notes, I can't really tell what's right side up, because some of them, you know, some of them kind of go that way and then others go that way. So I always look for words or numbers or something to help me. If you're not into like reading music, if you have no idea like me how to read music, then you look for these other clues, right? So all three sides on this one that's folding over. My dog is back. She's trying to get up on the bed. So you're going to hear her attempt these little stairs that we have for her. And it never goes perfectly the first time. So you'll hear her struggle a little bit, but then she figures it out. She figures it out. So these three are glued down. And then we're going to cut it down to a typical page, maybe in your book. And then we'll cut that fold side open. You could do this with scissors also if you don't have a paper trimmer. Not a big deal. I just don't trust myself with scissors. I just know it would be uneven. And so maybe on this one I'll go with my bigger circle punch. Make a little bigger hole. Yeah, cute, cute, cute. Yeah, so that was what I wanted to share with you guys. Not reinventing the wheel here. I'm just kind of having fun with paper. So now maybe we'll just decorate a few, since it is looking to see what kind of time we're dealing with. Oh, 14 minutes in. Okay, so yeah, we have time to do a couple with decorating. So how about we do something similar to what I did with that first one. I'll just put down maybe some craft paper just to kind of neutralize the background a little bit. Very rough tear, doesn't have to be perfect. Just something nice and neutral. And that is a little too big for that one, but it works on the music one, so we'll keep it there. And So I have been on spring break this week. I can't say that I've done too much. I caught up with some girlfriends for lunch and just kind of felt like a lot of Saturdays strung together, you know, which is nice. Like originally I thought, well, maybe I should go into New York City or Boston or something fun like that. But then just, it felt too much work. It felt like busy. It felt like people. And, you know, it's not working with a real long break here. It's about a week, one whole week. So I didn't want to feel like running around. Just wanted to relax, you know. And it has been really relaxing. Did some decluttering. Got some closets. You know, switching over seasons. It was a beautiful week here. I'm in the Northeast. You guys know me. I'm in Central Connecticut. It got up into the 80s the last couple days. It's just gorgeous. Today's a little rainy. Like I said, a storm just came through, but it's lovely still. It's fine. All right, so how about next some kind of decorative paper? Maybe like I did with this one. I have this one as my little inspiration. Can you see it? There it is. All right, so maybe something like that script paper. I have more here. It'll work for one of them. Yeah, I like that there. And I have some like, dictionary, it looks like. That should work. Do I want to keep that straight edge there? No, I do not. Yeah, so it's back to work on Monday, which is fine. It was a very nice week. And let's see what else. You know what I found? It's one of these pretty little pictures. I don't know if that's too much. Is that too busy? No, you're yelling at me to add color, right? So color's good. We'll keep him color here. But that's kind of like the focal point, right? So should there be something else? I don't know. We'll hold off on that. We don't know yet. We don't know about that one. Again, so decorative. What about the music that I didn't use on the ledger one? So we're using the little piece that we cut off on a different one. That's what I could have done, right? I could have used all of it. Just switch them out. The ledger goes to the music goes to the other music. Yeah, this will work. This will be fine. All right, so again, I want it right side up. So I'm looking at the numbers. I think I like that. That may be too big. About that. Yes, I like that. Okay. All right, and then now maybe a focal point. So I didn't have a little fabric on this one, so maybe do we want to do some fabric? Let me find my little bag. Stray fabrics. You. I'll pick you. And this little baggie has all kinds of little fabrics. Some with color, which could be fun. We don't really want those words though, do we? No, we don't want the words. That is very pretty, the way that is right there. I like that. Good. And then maybe more color. Oh, that's not color, is it? A pretty little lace strip. Maybe the lace on the flower, since it's kind of the focal point. What do you think about that? Good? Zoom you in. You don't need to see the inspiration one, right? I do. You're just looking at these. All right, so do you think that's enough on this lower right-hand one? I do. I think I'm good with that. Okay, so you need something fun. Do I want this blue on the blue instead of the white on the blue? Is that too dark? Yeah, it's a little too dark. Okay. All right, well, maybe something neutral then, since I'm not able to make a decision here. What does this say here? Oh, that's fun. That's kind of fun. Although it's a little bumpy. Right? Maybe we would just do the focal point now. Maybe it's just too much. I don't want to be crowding them up too bad. Okay. So what about a flower? Yeah, I like that there. Do you like that flower there? I do. And I think I'm good with this one. I think I like how this one looks already. This one needs something. Maybe I should switch the position there and put our focal point there. What about butterflies? That's a little big. Do I have? This is a cute little butterfly. I just cut around it. I stamped it and then cut around it with the pinking shears. I think I like that, or is that white too bright? Does he belong here instead? Yeah, I think I like that. I'll ink around the edges though so he pops a little bit. This one, what do you want? Do you want a flower? Don't really want it hanging over the edge like that. I want him contained, but if he's contained, he's too much in the middle. Oh, that kind of works, huh? Okay, I think I like everybody where they are. Let's see who needs to be inked. This guy for sure. So I hope you guys are doing okay where you all are. There's some crazy storms in the Midwest here in USA. Hope you are safe from that. Hopefully you are safe from some of the other nonsense going on right now, making everybody crazy. And yeah, just take care of yourself, you know. Maybe just a little bit of news at a time. I allow myself a half hour. I think it's ABC. I like that David Muir. I like him. But I only do about a half hour, and then it's a lot. Then I need to switch to Jeopardy and go mindless for a little bit. I get not mindless, right? Jeopardy, you're thinking, but you know what I mean, like the heavy stuff. Jeopardy's so fun. Yeah, I think I'm good with these guys, I think I'll round these corners. Where is that little contraption? Yeah, and then I'm just gonna glue them all down. And you know, you don't need to watch me glue probably, right? So I could end it here and show you all of our little creations here. This one, fun. This one, the gold flower, I just love that. Very neutral, that one is, right? Not a lot of color. This one. Yeah, and then this one. All right, well, that is it for right now. I hope you guys are having some fun today. And, you know, gotta play a little, gotta go back to the real world on Monday. So I might be back this weekend with another video. I have some book pages that I have been just folding, and yeah, I got to do something with them. So maybe you guys can come along with me and decorate some book pages. All right, we'll harvest a couple and then we'll decorate a couple. So, all right, that's it. Have a great day, you guys. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye-bye.